Yes, YouTube. Today is the 29th. I've just uploaded a back test. I'm gonna sneeze. Oh, I hate when that happens. I want to sneeze when a sneeze is coming. I feel unfulfilled now. Um, yeah, I just uploaded a back test for today. And like I was saying, I don't know whether to call this day 13 or day 11 because I tried it a little bit yesterday. Like I did a little bit of homework, but I probably did about, I don't know, an hour's worth or maybe a little bit more. Um, and then Saturday I did none at all, just because I want to give myself a day off every week. Sometimes like a day and a half off. Um, I'm gonna call this day 13, because I think it's more about the time it takes from the start, like how disciplined and how dedicated I am to the training. Because I don't want to be like taking a 2 weeks off and come back and be like, oh, it's only day 11 because I didn't train these 2 weeks. Like, all right, so what you been doing for 2 weeks? So yeah, I'm gonna call this day 13, which means technically we've been going for almost 2 weeks now. Would it be day 13? Because I'm sure I started on a Monday. It's day 14. Oh fuck me, man. All right, who cares? Let's just call this day 13. Would that be right? It'd be an easy way to find out because when did we start? Started 12 days ago, yeah. So it's day 13. Is that right? Yeah. Who the fuck cares? It's day 13. I haven't got my book with me. I'm at my girl's house, so I don't have my um, journal. But I'm just gonna log how I feel, and I feel good. I feel good. I feel that I'm recognizing that I'm learning more about the liquidity, and I'm recognizing that I go through a pattern of feeling like I know something, and then knowing it because it's fresh in my head, and I'm like, okay, like because I'm a fast learner, like I'm just thinking, I think to myself, yeah, I know this now, like I can apply this, and then I take a few hits, I take a few losses, and then my confidence get knocked, and then I don't know it because I'm just like worrying too much about the what ifs. And today has been more of a realization that I just like when if something like agrees with the rules that you've created for this um, strategy, you just have to commit and you just have to enter and you just have to go for it because like at some point I've been saying this, and this has been the reason I've been back and forth with my fear strategy. This is the reason I've been back and forth with like, do I need confirmation entries and stuff like that? Because I feel like at some point you just have to pull the trigger. Like there's never gonna be a point where price is like, okay, 100% now, go go go. There's just gonna be points where the odds stack more in your favor, and it's like, okay, this makes more sense as to go. And I think part of that is like stacking the time frames. Um, that's why you need confirmation entries because it's just stacking the time frames really. Um, and something I noticed from like, let's see if I can show an example, but something I've noticed from the trades that like, okay, look at that, that's played out. That looks like it's about to play out. So like I know what I'm doing. Like you'll see from the thing earlier that I started drawing these things, and I was like, oh, okay, this is not the real POI. Like this is an obstacle. The real POI is here, and I like refined it down to, I don't know, somewhere around there. Um, but yeah, man, like okay, this is actually a perfect example, right? So I was thinking to myself, okay, 15 minute time frame. Like, where's the entry here? Like, where do I enter? Because like I've set all this out, and yeah, like a sharp entry would be like like that. You just enter there. I know that this is the liquidity feeding that. I know that this should hold. So set that, and just go for a 5 to 1, which is pretty much what my fib is. Like I'm pretty sure that this already, yeah, like it lines up pretty much exactly with that. Like I would have just got a little bit of a better entry. But what I've started to realize is that it's just about stacking the time frames. Like realistically, for example, now there's 2 entries here. So there's one here. I was gonna call this higher because it's a different color to that, but it's gonna be the same thing. So anyway, we've tapped into this lower POI. No, this higher POI, the 15 minute. We've come here. We have created like order blocks straight away. We've respected it. Come lower. Then we broke structure with this. Came here, and exactly the same thing I was waiting for on the 15 happened on the 1. So like we've got all these highs here, and that high gets taken as the point of liquidity to serve as, now this means that we've took enough stops to go lower. So we've took out this liquidity here, and then we've shown that, yeah, this is actually a point of interest. We've respected this. Then we've gone, okay, cool, I'm going lower. And then we took more liquidity from these people for like getting faked out. Everyone entering here, their stop losses here, took them. Now we make the proper push. So firstly, that's the first entry there, and we can target. That would have been such a beautiful trade. Literally just waiting for that. I could have even had like a really, really safe stop loss like there. Fuck. Could have had a really, really safe stop loss there. Targeted a nice 6 to 1 like that. Look at that, and it's done within a few minutes, 10 minutes, and you got 6 to 1. Insane. Second one is exactly the same. Look, I've just exactly what I've just said. Look, so 5 minute POI. I'm gonna delete this POI now. But okay, 5 minute point of interest. This is even better entry really, because we've had the 15-minute tap in, and we've now had 5-minute change in structure. Look, we've broke this low here, come back, tapped in. Now what we've done is induced again here, tapped in. Here's the point of interest, this fair value gap order block there, and then all we have to do, set the order for there. Yeah, maybe the stop loss is a little bit bigger. This might not be the best of like positions, because it's going to be a tough one to make it to get them, to get the most juice out of it, because realistically, yeah, like the stop loss needs to be kind of at least above that high. I don't know, 3 to 1. Maybe not. Maybe it's not the best position, that one, but it's the same thing happen again. Like all we're doing is waiting for that POI, and then we just target like the most obvious areas. Look, we got the low of that structure there. Same again, target the low of that. If we wanted to go bigger, we could have targeted, yeah, look, that low, and that's probably why we're having a little reaction there. But yeah, I don't know. Like it's pretty simple stuff really. If you just continue to just stack the trades. This is the same here. Look, I set out the liquidity there, like the fake out. Price came here. All these people were trapped, and then it just went woof, took out everybody. Personally, I don't know, same way you could have got in there as soon as it turned, but realistically, again, same again here. Like, why not get in here? It's the exact same thing. That we broke the structure, we broke this low here. Okay, we didn't fully break that, but that's okay. We got the inducement, people have entered there, we took them all out. Yeah, we've come like super high. We've come actually higher than you'd expect, but we came actually to this order block, to this exact order block. This is beautiful price action really. Like I should have, not that I should have traded it, I wasn't ready to trade it, but we got that, target that low for a 3 to 1, and this is just absolutely dumped. 6 to 1 again on that. Didn't even need to target that low, to be honest. Yeah, look, realistically, that low is the next target. That's easy liquidity. Like, that's obviously gonna run through. Like, this is all trap traders. And realistically, you could probably push it to that. I'd say that is probably the next place to go. We probably are gonna come back and test this, but yeah. But yeah, like, it's not hard trading, and I'm starting to realize that it's just, I need to keep the things that are important. Is I need to keep my head, make sure that I'm like really seeing it from both sides and seeing like, okay, what's being respected, what's being disrespected, where can I realistically expect price to go, and then all it is waiting for that sweep. But waiting for the sweep near a point of interest, because, for example, here, this is actually quite an important point. For example, here, that swept this high. I can't remember where the POI was now. Where was it? There. It swept the high. Look. There's the POI there. It swept the high, but it didn't fully tap into this POI. And that's more inducement. Like, yeah, you could catch a little something going down there. You know, swept the liquidity. Yeah, you could catch it. I don't know. Realistically, aiming for that, I don't know. Who the fuck cares? And then it's the same thing. Like, realistically, if you look at that, it's a flip version of that. Like, we've come down on liquidity there, inducement there, took it, and then gone up. But what I was, what my point was, like, there needs to be liquidity near a point of interest for it to be valid. That's the only thing that I think that I might have been missing as well. Like, you see the POIs, and then it's like, okay, liquidity near the POI. Even if you want to wait for that to fully confirm and just be like, okay, well, cool, we swept that. 2.5 stop loss. Like, what have we got? What's that? 4 to 1 again. Yeah, obviously that would have been a better entry. That'd have been so beautiful. What an absolutely beautiful trade that would have been, man. But yeah, I'm feeling much better. Like, it's really mad, this whole journey is, because, like, looking back, I remember that video where I was like vexed. Like, I was just at the camera going like, what? Like, this shit doesn't make sense. Like, I was getting fucking pissed off, man. But, like, it does make sense, and it's just about being on the right side of the curve, because these things, like, happen all the time in the market. Like, the only thing is that you have to just make sure that you're on the right side of it, and as long as you're on the right side of it, like, all the things should be just respecting. Like, they should. Like, okay, yeah, there's defo traps, but, like, being aware of the traps makes it even better. Like, you're just on the right side of it. Like, yeah, we're still looking for sales, but we're waiting for this to go first. It's simple stuff, really, and I'm glad that I'm getting there, and I'm glad that I'm doing this daily entry thing, because it's given me the patience to realise that it's really the long game. Like, this is only day 13 of me really trying to learn these liquidity concepts, and I can't expect to just watch a few things and know it. Like, I need to put the time in, go back and forth with the strategy, see how it sits with me. I need to take the losses, and I need to get my confidence back. And I watched a video from this guy called Dante, Trader Dante or something. He was just a funny geezer from English. It sounds like he's English, and he's just like just ruthless. Just like, he just says it how it is. But, like, one of his things was just like, I think he said something like that he got an email from someone who said, like, I'll be confident when I'm making money. And that's weirdly low-key how I feel. Like, I'm like, yeah, once I'm making money, I'll be confident in the things that I'm doing, which makes sense, because, like, you gain the confidence because you've got proof that it works, so it gives you confidence. But his point was that you need to have the confidence to make the money, which was it's kind of what I needed to hear, because like you can wait and wait and wait, but if you never enter, then you don't make anything, and you at some point you have to take the risk, and yeah. So I'm gonna take the rest of this week. I'm just gonna keep back testing it. I'm gonna keep building my confidence with it. I'm gonna hopefully this week I'm gonna do some back tests where I can like actually gather up some proper data and be like, okay, this strategy wins this many times, this strategy loses this many times, and then maybe next week that we go again. But yeah, day 13.